Yo, what's going on YouTube? My name is Ethan. Today is the day. It is the day I'm answering your guys' questions. So, before the video starts, thank you everyone who just asked a question out there, and I'm going to try to answer everyone's questions here. So, yeah, let's go. I'm having my tablet over here, so I'm going to look at them off my tablet over here to answer your questions. So, if I'm looking like this, it's because I'm looking at my tablet. So, let's go. First question by Antelope Sports. What is your favorite season? My favorite season is summer. Next up, by Replay Booth Sports Talk. What is your favorite video from your channel? That is a great question. My favorite video from my channel is probably my Road to 500 subscribers special one, or my vlog to Iowa, or one of those couple videos. I really like those videos. There's a couple others that I have in mind too. Next up, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Sebi Productions. What is your favorite football team? Favorite football team's New England Patriots. And what's better, summer or winter? Summer. Next up, by Talking Sports with Landon 1. Who is your favorite New York Giants player? That's actually a good question. But it's gonna be Saquon Barkley. Next up, this is probably my favorite question. One of my favorite questions I got. This is by MLB Mixes 17. This is probably one of my favorite questions. Let's say you're drafted into the MLB and you can have control over all of these things. Which team would you want to be drafted by? It doesn't have to be your favorite team. What number will you wear? What position will you play? And where will you at in the lineup? That's an amazing question. First, I would like to be drafted I'm a huge Royals fan, so probably the Royals. It doesn't matter. They're bad. I don't care if they're not that good. They're not really that good this year. They're 5-4 right now, and I would love to be drafted by them. I would love just to play on an MLB team, but if I could choose, it'd be the Royals. Next up, what number will I wear? Number 4. I wear number 4 in baseball because of my favorite player, Alex Gordon. So, yeah. What position will you play? First base. I really love first base, especially since I'm a lefty. And where will you bat in the lineup? I like batting, sometimes I bat third, or other times I like to bat 6th or 7th. Next up, by Football 132. What is your favorite class in school? My favorite class is math and social studies. Next up, another question by Talking Sports with Landon 1. Who is your favorite New England Patriots player? Well, it was Rob Gronkowski, and then he left, so it's Sony Michel right now. Next up, by RPR Productions. Out of all your favorite teams, which one is your favorite? Royals, Patriots, Celtics, Tennessee, or the Red Wings? My favorite team out of all of them is the Kansas City Royals. Next up, by Aaron Krause. What is your favorite food? And do you prefer chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream? Well, my favorite food is pizza, and I prefer chocolate ice cream over vanilla ice cream. Next up, by Ryan Menses. I think that's how I pronounce it. If you were the GM for the Patriots and Celtics, what would you do? What would you have done to improve both teams' trades and free agents? So for the Patriots, I'll try to get out and get some first quarterback, defense, some more defense. I know we got a good defense, a really good underrated defense, but maybe a defense. And then I would just try to rebuild the team. In the Celtics, I'll try just to get a better team because I don't know what's wrong with us this year. Next up, by James the Sports Guy. This is another good question I really like. Who is your favorite basketball player of all time? So, I started watching the NBA in 2015. My favorite player of all time is Kyrie Irving. But I also am a big Michael Jordan fan, Kobe, and LeBron James. I also like them. Next up, by Sports Mania. What's your favorite movie, favorite TV show, also dessert? Well, I really don't have a favorite movie or TV show. My favorite dessert is ice cream. Next up, JH Sports. This may take me a while to answer, but how many states have you been to? So I've been to basically almost every Midwest state and almost every single state in the South. So I've been to Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, since I live in Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas, Michigan, Wisconsin, and that's all the states I've been to, I think. I may be forgetting one more state, but those are all the states that I know I've been to off the top of my head. Next up, by Brave Films, favorite song. That's a tough one. I really don't have a favorite song, but I do listen to a lot of songs. So, like, it depends. Sometimes I listen to one song, and then like in a week later I'll listen to another song. So that's what it's like. Next up, another question by Ryan Mensis. What's your favorite team in the NFC West? The Arizona Cardinals. I like the Arizona Cardinals a lot. Next up, who is your favorite basketball player by... sorry, I forgot to read the person who it is. It's Mystic Productions. Who is your favorite basketball player? Do you watch WNBA? Do you like Stephen Curry? Do you like the Wizards? Do you like the Cowboys? And who do you... what do you inspire? I think that's what he meant, since inspiration. Or something else I didn't put. Okay, so my favorite basketball player is Kyrie Irving. Sometimes I watch the NBA. I went to WNBA. I went to one WNBA game in 2019, a Chicago Sky game. Yeah, I don't mind Stephen Curry. I don't mind the Wizards either. Cowboys, not really a big Dallas Cowboys fan. And who do you inspire? I really inspire baseball. I love that baseball, everything about it, and I played it for a very, very long time. Okay, next up by Victor Hanley. Who is your favorite bench player for the Celtics? Probably Taco Fall. Next up by Antelope Sports. Another amazing question. I really like this question too. How did you become a Patriots fan? Well, I became a New England Patriots fan around 2013, 2014. I played flag football on the New England Patriots when I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I was like 6 or 7 or around the time. I don't know. I was one of those ages, and I really like the Patriots uniforms, and then I watched one of the Patriots games. It was against the Denver Broncos, where I don't know, it was in like 2013 playoffs or something. So, and I started liking the Patriots. All right, next, all sports. Favorite NFC North team. Favorite NFC North team is the Bears, the hometown team. I don't live in Chicago, but they're the Illinois' hometown football team. What made you start YouTube by Rahul Talks Sports? Another great question. So, back in 2018 and 2019, I used to make videos on my own like this, but just not upload them. I'll just have them on my tablet or my phone, just like this, like regular videos. But then I decided, I should start making a YouTube channel because I think maybe a couple people would watch my content. So, yeah. Next up, Cano Uber Alleys. How did you become a Royals fan? I became a Royals fan around... this is actually a weird story. So, baseball cards. I don't know if you all collect baseball cards, but I'm a big baseball card, sports collector in general, card collector. And so, back in 2011, I really watched baseball for a very, very long time, back in 2011. So, I got this, my dad gave me a baseball card, and it was a Kansas City Royals card. It was an Alex Gordon card, and I'm like, that's actually really cool. And, I'm really young back then. I'm really young. And I'm like, that's really cool. So I just started becoming the Royals, and ever since then I've loved collecting cards and a big Royals fan. So next up by Samuel Pate. What's your most hated college football team? Please, if you're a fan of this team, please do not get mad, but it's probably Ohio State because they're big rivals with a lot of teams. I also don't like Alabama either. Okay, next up, all sports. Favorite Big Ten team. I like Iowa is my favorite Big Ten team. Next up, Seize the Baller. What's your favorite food? And also, Samuel Page also asked that question. My favorite food is pizza. Next up, let's talk sports. What got you interested in sports? I actually don't know. I've always really been interested in sports. I honestly don't know, but I really like this question too. But I've always loved sports. Next up, Victor Hanley. Last question: if you have a pet, if you don't have what type of pet would you get? So, I used to have a dog. I don't really want to get into further stories about that, but it passed away a couple years ago. And then, if I don't have a pet, I would want a dog, of course. So, next up, by Sports 101. What made you want to start YouTube? Because I want to start YouTube because I always used to make videos and I thought it would be cool if other people watched them. Next up, James the Sports Guy. Why are you a Tennessee fan? I I don't know, actually. I really don't know. Like, so in 2015, or I think, or it's 2016, one of those years, I went to South Carolina, right? And we drove down to South Carolina. And when you drive to South Carolina from where I'm in Illinois, you go through Knoxville, Tennessee. So we spent the night in Knoxville, Tennessee, and all of a sudden, there's a lot of Tennessee gear, like a lot, and I got a Tennessee, like a Tennessee. I forgot what it was. I was thinking it was a Tennessee basketball, and all of a sudden, I really started liking Tennessee, and I've watched them since 2016, and I love their football school a lot, and their basketball, and a lot, and their baseball too. Next up, by Daniel Dixon. I'm not going to answer all these questions, but who's your favorite player on the Royals, Patriots, Celtics, Volunteers, and Red Wings? Royals, Alex Gordon, but he retired. Patriots, Sony Michel. Celtics, Jason Tatum. Volunteers, it's probably Vescovi. And the Red Wings, I don't really know anyone on the Red Wings. I just am a Red Wings fan. What is your favorite video game? Madden 21. Or MLB The Show 21, which is coming on Xbox this year. But I play it on my brother's PlayStation sometimes. What video games do you play? Madden, 2K, and MLB Show, and NHL. All sports games. What is your favorite candy? Probably Kit Kat. What's your favorite? I just answered that question. It's Kit Kat. What's your favorite gum flavor? Extra gum. What is your favorite? Who's your favorite YouTuber? I have a lot of favorite YouTubers. I don't know, actually. Favorite singer? I don't really have one. What's your favorite song? Same thing, I don't have one. What's your favorite sport? Baseball and basketball, my two favorite sports. What's your favorite restaurant? It's the place that's only in northern Illinois. It's called The Patio. Also, like Zaxby's, which is in the southern south. Which, when I go down south, like in Tennessee and stuff, I go to Zaxby's. What's your favorite book? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite book either. What's your least favorite NBA? And I'm not going to answer that question because it'll take way too long. My video's already 12 minutes. So, what's your favorite sport to play? Baseball. It's my favorite sport to watch. Baseball, football, basketball, college basketball probably too, and college football. What's your favorite movie? I don't really have one. What's your favorite TV show? Don't have one. What's your favorite food? My favorite food is pizza. Yeah, we're almost done. We about have a couple more questions left. What's your favorite NBA player? Kyrie Irving. How do you deal with haters? What Carl Hanley said. I deal with haters. I just ignore the comment, basically. I just ignore it, and sometimes I delete. Like, most of the time I delete it. Who will win the championships of NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB? I'm good at predictions, so this year in NFL, I think it'll be the Buccaneers back-to-back. NHL, I think the Avalanche could. The Avalanche are pretty good this year. NBA, I think the Nets, or the Nets or Jazz, and then MLB, the Dodgers. And the last one, by Redick Plays, do you think you will quit YouTube in the next year? Well, let's just see how time goes. Maybe I might, maybe I won't. Let's just see how it goes. Let the future decide that. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, peace.